Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic edition of the Ask Me Anything show by JVology Live. I am your host, Krista Inochovsky, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to incredible JVology member and participant and cheerleader and working the work and talking the talk, Mostafa Hosseini. It's so great to have you, Mostafa. How's it going today?
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So the Ask Me Anything show is something that we do here at JVology to help feature our members and of our community so that we can showcase you and you get to contribute your genius and what you do to the rest of the world, as that is what we're all about, is the sense of togetherness. So let's see our quick JVology intro. All right. So, Mostafa, we have just come off of JVology Live, is a big event that we do JVology quarterly. And we're usually meeting in like amazing places around the US, Canada, and as far as the UK. We were all together in San Diego back in February. And this past weekend, we did I guess it's been a week now, our very first JVology Live online.
Yeah.
In this virtual format, which was able to bring in people from all around the world. And you were a big part of that, Mostafa. Not only did you show up big, but you brought a lot of people. So I just want to, first of all, say thank you for that. And then, give you a chance to introduce yourself and your experience with this event that we just did.
Sure thing. So my name is Mostafa Hosseini, and I specialize in helping coaches, consultants, and experts create and implement their one-page marketing plan in 7 days or less. So that's me and what I do. JVology was a lot of fun. It was a live event. We got to meet a lot of people. I love how you guys organized it. We got to do a lot of breakout sessions with people. It was very live and interactive, very dynamic. And I think I walked out with 35 or 40 JV appointments booked. And I'm so busy for the next 2 or 3 weeks that I'll probably make my assistant go full time now.
Wow. Right. You've had a good event when your part-time assistant needs to be full-time just to keep up with all of the appointments that you've made. That's just a lot, actually.
I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to make 6 figures out of this last weekend. Easy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's true. I mean, you've been showing up consistently. We did a JVology. We've had a 5-day challenge to get 5 JV partners in 5 days. We ran 2 of those this spring. You participated heavily in that, and you really rocked it out. I mean, you're doing incredibly well. If somebody's watching and they don't quite know what do we mean by getting a JV partner, what does that mean to you? Or what is that looking like for your business, Mostafa?
Absolutely. So a joint venture partner is a two-way relationship where I find, I talk to you, Krista, and I say, Krista, here's what we seem to be serving the same tribe, or we have some overlap. Here's what I do. Say I build one-page marketing plans, and let's say that you help entrepreneurs to work with their children. Now, we both, for example, here serve entrepreneurs, and now I help them with their marketing plan. You help them to connect with their children. Now there's an overlap with the audience that we serve. Why don't we both help each other? I'll send my offer. I'll send your offer to my list. You send my offer to your list, and we both help each other. And there is a kickback or a percentage or whatever that we work out as a joint venture commission that you get and I get out of helping each other. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship where we all help each other. Both me and you and our customers are happy, and they're all helped and served. And at the end of the day, everybody's happy.
Yeah, thanks for your explanation on that. That's a really good way to put it. It's It's like instead of me trying to go and find customers out there in the world all alone, and you trying to go out and find customers out there all alone in the world, once we realize and connect with other people who have and serve a similar audience, we can now look more side to side to our peers and make some collaborative arrangements to both share in many different ways. And this platform is another great example. I've been on your show with you interviewing me, and it just makes it all the more fun to get to share expertise to the tribe of followers that you're already attracting, and now you're bringing more value to them by giving them additional resources as well.
Absolutely. Can I share a couple of wins?
Oh, I would love that.
JV talks.
Okay, so, let me pause for one quick second and talk to the audience for just a minute. If you are finding this on Mostafa's page or on Krista's page or in one of the JVology groups, I want you to quickly go up to right above the video where you see Jay Facette's name and picture. Click on that. That'll take you to this original page that the video is being shared on, and then comment there. If you'll put all your comments on that original post as we're live, we will see them. We can throw them up here on the screen. Mostafa and I can answer your questions live on the air right now. But the important thing is that you get onto the Jay Facette page where we're streaming this originally. Everything else is being shared.
Absolutely.
Got it? All right, because
I'm just sharing it on my pages as we speak. If you give me a minute, I'm just going to share it in as many pages as I have.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. That's the fun thing. So people are ask how we do that. We use a software called StreamYard, and it allows us to go live in multiple places at once. We're over here on YouTube, so if you happen to be catching us on YouTube, hello. And we can catch the comments from YouTube and on Facebook if you're on Jay's original page. So that's where it's streaming from. And you can say hello, ask questions, and we will get a chance to respond to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I'm just going through all the pages and places that I'm a member of, and I'll share it to as many. Calgary networking. All right. I just shared it into that place. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been fun going to visit Calgary for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Here. It's been awesome.
It's beautiful here in Calgary today, hey?
Hey.
I know.
Hey,
We're the hey people. Hey, James. Good to see you, brother. And guys, this is tea, by the way. It's not whiskey.
We'll never know.
I'm going to be sipping on my what you have mixed in there.
My grapefruit juice. Straight up, I promise.
So, can I share a couple of wins from my past couple of months?
Absolutely. I would love to hear that.
I attended I participated in the 5-day challenge 2 months ago. I think it was now, maybe 2.5 months ago. Out of that, Mostafa pressured me to go to San Diego. Yes, I twisted James's arm. James, you really have to go to San Diego. And when he came back, he's like, I'm really happy that you actually invited me to go meet Jay and his team. So, James, I'm really glad that you took me on that offer and you let me twist your arm. Anyway, so I attended the JVology or participated in a 5-day challenge. Out of that challenge, I probably got 20 partners. Why? Because I followed instructions. And me and Jay have a giggle about this because I'm usually not good with reading and following instructions. But recently, I have realized that when I actually follow the instructions by the teacher, I tend to get results, right?
Crazy how that happens.
I know, that's crazy how that works, eh? So I got about 20 partners out of that. I was on the phone constantly with people. It was like 11 p.m., 12 midnight, or 1 in the morning, and I'm chatting with people. What do you do? Here's what I do. And then I'm like, do you want to talk right now? And they're like, sure. And then in like 10 or 15 minutes, bam, we make a deal. They promote me, I promote them. That's not the crazy story. 2 or 3 weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago, I talked to a person who did not know me from a sack of potato, like brand new person. And in 15 minutes, they agreed to introduce me and my offer to their list of 2,000 or 3,000 people. And I'm like,
what? 2,000 or 3,000 people?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
And that's story number one. Another person, brand new person, introduced me to the list of 8,000 people. And I'm like, holy crap, that is amazing. Do you know how much time it's going to take me to get exposure to 8,000 people?
A quick question. Did they expect you to have 8,000 people as well to share with them, or were they just no? And that's an important distinction.
Yeah.
Right. In some places, they're like, well, I'll only do what we can match, and it's fair enough. However, it looks like you got really fortunate in connecting with someone who either really liked you, really liked your message, thought it was important to get that message out, and they're really just like willing to deliver more than you really could probably even reciprocate.
Absolutely. I mean, once they like you, they will promote you. And if your message and your offer helps their list and makes them, and please hear this, a hero and a rock star for introducing you to their list, they will do it all day long. Why wouldn't I? Right?
Yeah, and let's tune in. What you do is really specific, right? To do a one-day business plan or one-day marketing plan, that's going, if a coach needs their people to have that level of clarity and they can introduce them to you, and that's your niche and that's your specialty, and you help their people get clear on that, now that coach can go off and run wild with them and do what they want to do, because they needed everyone to know what you can teach them. And that's the beauty of joint ventures, is we all stay in our own lane, doing our own specific magic trick, as I like to say, and collectively it helps the whole.
Absolutely. And just to clarify, I do a one-page marketing plan in 7 days or less. It's not 1 day.
In 7 days, yeah.
Anyway,
that's a miracle in itself, right? People can spend weeks of never getting clarity on that. And the fact that you can take them into that 1 page in 7 days is really, really powerful.
So here's the next story. Let me get to the real story. So I thought 8,000 people was a lot of people. And then one of my partners / friends / JV partners, while we were at JVology, she goes, do you know this person? I said, no. She goes, do you want me to introduce you? I said, hell yeah. I chatted with this new person last week. He has a list of between 60 to 100,000 people. And he's going to introduce me to his list. And I'm going, do you know how long it's going to take me to build a list of 100,000 people? It will be a lifetime. And just like that, with our JV offers and with the practice, obviously I've been at this JV game for the past 3 or 4 years. I've been part of Jay's programs, and it took me a while because I'm not very brilliant, and it takes me 3 or 4 years to catch up. But now I'm in that place where I have a 15-minute conversation.
Follow the rules, or not the rules,
exactly.
Follow the guidance.
Yeah, it took me 4 years to realize I have to follow instructions. And so now I'm in a place where I have a 15-minute talk or a half an hour talk, and now we agree to promote each other. I promote them, they promote me, we help each other. And then I turn around and I turn around to Jay, and I'm like, Jay, would you like an introduction to someone with a list of 100,000 people? And guess what Jay said? Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there now we're like connecting. I consider myself now a connector. I'm constantly talking to people. I'm like, who do you want me to introduce you to? They're like, you know what? A life coach would be great. And I'm like, I know 5 life coaches. I'll introduce you. And then we're constantly connecting each other. It's a beautiful world to be in.
Yes. Yeah. And that elevates your authority
and
your position. You're no longer a solopreneur or small business owner that's trying to make some connections. You're in the circle. You're sharing, giving, taking, sharing, giving, and it's a completely different dynamic and a different energy.
Absolutely, it's a different mindset.
So, what are you going to do with that now? Like, how do you feel? Like, how does that, when you take a deep breath and look at land with how far you've come? Like, really, what did you say? This turnabout happened within maybe the last 3 months? Is it kind of since that JVology in San Diego that the
Actually, I was not in San Diego. I couldn't make it. I forced James Lamb to go, but I couldn't go.
Sorry, because we had a lot of fun.
I know, I missed it. But yeah, so I am super excited. My business is growing internationally faster than I can keep up with. And I've been working, I know this is going to sound crazy, coming from a coach, but I've been working like 16 to 18 hours a day happily for the past 2.5, 3 months.
And this is a time when, the world's in chaos. A lot of people aren't working. Things are, people are having to pivot and change and reevaluate their lives, and you are thriving. You are really thriving. I can see part of it is you've stuck with it, right? You've been around JVocet and JVology for quite some time. And I see this often where people enter into JVology what they think is before they're ready. Because there's kind of this expectation of, well, I need to have the perfect offer and the perfect position and everything in place, and then I'm the perfect JV partner. But the truth is, when you join us before you're ready, we help you get ready.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the journey that you've been on, and now everything just had a chance to explode for you.
Absolutely. Can I share a little tip for the beginners that join or want to join?
Please. I know they'd really appreciate that.
So the one differentiating factor that will help you catch up to the game and the mindset like really fast is this phrase of go first, right? If you come in, and people think, oh, I need to have an offer and I need to have a 327-step funnel and I need to have this and that to start playing this game. And my response is just go in first, show up and start serving others and start helping others. And they will help you build your business up when the time comes, or even right now. A simple question of, who do you want me to introduce you to? And they'd be like, you know what? I would appreciate an introduction to a life coach. And if I know a life coach or know someone that knows life coaches and I introduce them, bam, I've just built a relationship in a matter of 5 minutes. And then when the time comes, when I'm ready to promote my offer, or even right there and then I say, hey, I'm also looking for introductions to a business coach. Do you know a business coach? Because I have gone in first and I introduced them to a life coach, that person would now introduce me to their business coach or someone that knows business coaches. Does that make sense?
It really does. And I love how when Jay's teaching, he talks about all the different resources that we have. And I understand it feels a little weird when someone's not ready with their offer or their list isn't as big as other people. They're like, well, how can I really contribute? How can I go first? But we have a lot more resources and connections than you may realize. And it helps us with the list, go through and recognize those. And just to say, wow, I might know that one person that you need to know. And even though my list isn't that big, or I'm not quite ready to JV with you, I can go first by introducing you to my good friend, who's the person that you absolutely need to know. And so looking at it through a broader scope, just is really powerful and revealing.
I just saw James's comment. It says, "You don't look like a sack of potatoes."
Yeah, I think you referenced that in your conversation.
I wasn't looking at the public comments. I was looking at the private comments. I'm like, where are the comments?
Oh,
which tells you how brilliant I am.
James is a hoot.
Anyway, so that one phrase and mentality and mindset of I'll go first makes a huge difference. And that's what actually we do with our course, Simple Marketing Formula. So we used to sell this course for like $1,000, right? And then when COVID came, we're like, you know what? I need to go in first. So instead of $1,000, I'll sell the course for $47. I'll go first. I'll show you what we have to offer.
That's a drastic cut.
It is a drastic cut. And when people show up and they go through the course, they're like, Mostafa, we can't believe you're doing this for $47. You're crazy and you should sell this for this and that. I'm like, hey, gang, you probably couldn't say this on Monday, but that's what you're saying on Saturday. So I'll go in first. I'll show you what I got. I'll show you what I'm about. And if you like me and my system, then you're more likely to do business with me. And I'd love to support you moving forward. So this one phrase has drastically changed my business and my life and my relationship with people. Because now every time I'm talking to someone, I'll go first. I'll introduce you. I'll give you a ticket to my workshop for $47, and I'll do a lot of other things. And they are more likely to reciprocate if they feel a match versus me convincing them to go in a workshop for $2,000. That's going to be a lot of work.
You know what? Well, I have a lot of things to say on this topic. One is I agree completely. The phrase "I'll go first" has become our company culture. It's who Jay is. It's how he shows up. It's how he expects his team to be. That's why he chose us. And it's the people that we are attracting. And it's people like you, Mostafa, who own it, see it, are doing it, embodying it. And I mean, of all the JVologies that we've had over the years, this last one online, it just had this like spark of like wildfire, like one after the next. Everyone is just sparking off of each other in this "I'll go first" mentality that's brilliant and beautiful and giving. And it, as people are coming in for the first time to experience JVology, when it resonates, it's like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking for. This is the type of community that I didn't even know existed. And maybe because it, obviously we're the only one, but I do feel very strongly that we're special.
Absolutely.
And I remember you talking to another coach, and completely unrelated to this. And she said, well, you know what, Krista, you got to pay to play. And I was like, and I kind of forgot about that until what you're talking about. And like, that's like the polar opposite end of "I'll go first" of this. Well, you got to pay to play. And it just
pay me to play.
Yeah. And, I get where that's, there's a place for that, but at that position of what it was still feeling like a networking style community, it just landed really, really wrong and didn't resonate with me.
Absolutely.
So it's interesting. All right,
yeah, it makes a difference.
What's the most kind of out there business that you've encountered, right? Because sometimes we think that this whole community is just a bunch of coaches, different styles of coaches, but we have a lot of different business owners and entrepreneurs that are involved. Do you think of any kind of interesting businesses that you're like, oh, we have farmers?
A unique business that is a member of JVology?
Yeah.
I know, oh God.
We have farmers. I think that's very interesting.
Yes. There was this person who was doing investing for farmers from Calgary, and I'm going to chat with. That was interesting. So believe it or not, I've been wanting to meet that person in the back of my mind, or someone that does that, for years. I wanted to learn how to invest in farms and cattle. And I think it's Cortina and Fred.
Yes.
Yes, I'm excited to meet them. That was a really interesting one.
Yep, we have another mastery member who has been very, very successful in owning a carpet repair company. And like, okay, I don't know how to joint venture that, but he was so good at what he does, he's now creating a consulting firm on how that type of entrepreneur can thrive in their business instead of just barely make it through. And we're helping Mrs. Pablo, helping him make that transition from being a successful specific niche entrepreneur to now creating a consulting business that's going to help other entrepreneurs in that similar niche to thrive.
Absolutely.
Really cool.
It makes a huge difference. Oh yeah. I think any business you could turn it into a JVable type of business where you would, have an offer and have other people. You just have to spend the time to craft that offer and make it JV ready, which you guys all helped them out with that, to get them JV ready through your programs. And so can I share some stats about joint venture partners?
Please.
So I'm advertising on Facebook.
Okay.
Traffic from Facebook spends an average of 30 seconds on my landing page. Okay. Traffic from my JV partners spend 10 or 15 minutes on my landing page. Because once
that.
Yeah, because the trust and credibility is there. Because I have a relationship with my list and I say, hey, go check out Krista and her offer. She is amazing. You got to check out what she says. Then these people are like, because the barriers are down now, because the trust is there. Now they're like, okay, I really have to go see what Krista has to offer because Mostafa said Krista is good. Obviously, she must be good.
Someone curiosity. You're like, that guy was great. We had a super instead of just simply happening upon an ad that takes you to your page.
Exactly. A huge difference there.
That is awesome.
Huge difference there, for sure.
Ada. Oh, yes. I'm so glad Ada was there too. Can't wait to follow up with you and see how your experience was. She came in on our second challenge, the 5 partners in 5 days. Actually won one of our big prizes and has been able to jump in and start playing full out with us. So it's been awesome.
Absolutely. Hi, Ida. Good to see you.
All right, Mostafa, I want to pivot right now and focus on you with your simple marketing formula. And for all of our entrepreneurs out there, give us some tips. Like, what is it that you're taking people through to create a 1-page marketing plan? And why is that even important?
Sure. I'll tell you about a problem that we solved and I've been seeing for the past 10 years. And that is, I've been coaching and consulting and businesses grow and scale for the past 10 years. And a problem that I see is that I see a lot of business owners that are poking around at different marketing ideas, tools, and systems and softwares without having an overall goal, aim, or direction. And I call it they're running around like a headless chicken, like poking at different things. And what happens is that results in frustration and anxiety and depression and an overall lack of results. And they hit and see a lot of failures as a result of that. Like one day they're on Facebook. What's that? Right?
It's expensive.
Oh my God, it is.
Throwing money a little here and a little there and a little there and getting no results.
I mean, poking around one day at Facebook, next day at a different funnel. Tomorrow we're on a bus bench. Then we tried what you might call it, yellow pages. I don't know, different things. And they don't see results, and they get it costs a lot in money, time, and resources. So what we came up with is this 1-page marketing plan that simplifies everything, because I believe in simplicity and in community. So we get together in a group of committed and serious entrepreneurs, work together with in a 6-day format, about 2.5, 3 hours a day. We go from Monday to Saturday and work on building a 1-page strategic marketing plan, so that we know exactly what our goal is, who exactly is our target market, what do I specialize in, and I share my step-by-step formula to find the profitable target market and profitable specialty. What are you known in the market for, right? Another problem that people have is they try to serve everybody that has a pulse. I do everything for everybody, and that costs a lot of money as well, a lot of overhead with that. Then we work on figuring out what is our new offer for what's going on in the world, because in the past 3 months, the world has changed quite a bit, and so has our habits and the way we do business. So what do our customers expect from us? Then we try to figure out what is one strategy and one thing I'm going to try to do for lead generation, because there's a million things you could do, but what is one thing I'm going to do for lead generation in the next 90 days? What is one thing I'm going to focus on for lead conversion? One strategy, not 12, just one. And then what is the one thing I'm going to do for client retention for the next 90 days and 12 months? And then they walk out with clarity and focus, knowing exactly what they're going to do to grow and scale their business. Because at the end of the day, our marketing is 80% of our success. If you don't do a good job at marketing, it will it's going to be very hard to grow a business. I can't hear you, Krista. Are you muted?
I muted. There's background noise. Thanks.
Okay.
Right, I'm back. With the clarity that you are giving them, now they can track the results. And that's critical in this whole game. If you're just putting stuff out there and not paying immaculate attention to the results that you're getting for every little detail, whether it's wording, positioning, where you're putting your message, all of those pieces, then it just makes it that much harder to know what to do differently.
Absolutely.
And I love what you are doing, because you're giving them a way to hone in, focus in, get super narrow and clear, and then just do that, track that, see if that works. Then you can make adjustments left or right.
Absolutely. So I always say, get one strategy to work for you, and then start something new. Like, people are like, they have a lot of 50% projects, right? And none of them is producing leads or results. So I say, you know what, get joint venture partners work for you, get that funnel working 100%, optimize it, and then get into something else. Because most businesses, our resources are limited, and our time is limited. So is our money and the rest of it. Why don't we just get one thing to work, the one thing? And can I share the one thing question? The one question?
Yeah, please.
Here's a question you should answer every morning. And I learned this from the book called The One Thing.
Okay.
And the question is, what is the one thing I need to do and accomplish today, so that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? So the question for marketing, say for lead generation, is, what is the one lead generation strategy I need to have in place, so that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Get that one thing done, and then move to the next level or to the next project.
That is such an important question, because I see it when I have this opportunity to coach so many of our members and people that are coming into our live events, and the sense of just being overwhelmed and frazzled of being incredibly busy but not doing the most important thing. It can almost become a default mode, like where we deflect doing what we may even know is the thing to do, just for the sake of seeming busy. And so it's not only an incredibly powerful statement, Mostafa, it's an entire mindset shift.
Yeah. And if you ever read the book called The 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch, which is an absolute must read for every business owner. I mean, if there was a book that I wish I read 20 years ago, this would definitely be on the top of the list. This is the 80-20 principle. What is one thing that helps me go 90% forward, or that takes care of 90% of all of my worries that I need to take care of and fix, and so it's an important question that I learned, and it makes it so. First thing in the morning, it takes 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, a matter of minutes. But if you actually sit down and be like, what is one thing I got to accomplish today? The one thing. And once you get that done, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary. You have such a great sense of accomplishment in a few hours, because you dealt with the most important thing. It's uncomparable to anything else.
Yeah, I love that. And in that moment, it also gives an opportunity to check in and go, who am I being today, and how am I going to show up? And when you can put that together with the action that you're going to do and who you choose to be, then your day can be, just with, you mentioned the word ease, and I love that. I'm all about that. It's about getting, when you're so in alignment and in flow, that there's an ease to what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're in struggle, then go do some mindset work, like do some shifts, come talk to someone in the community that can help with, between mindset, beliefs, productivity, and do a total recalibration of how you're showing up, because that's not the place to be. It's not the place to thrive. And we're all about helping our entrepreneurs to be in a state of of flow, alignment, focus, ease, and doing your greatest gift, and knowing that when you do that, there's a lot you can contribute. And here's the cool thing, by having these JV partners, you can really we can get to rely on each other to go, Mostafa, this is your brilliance. I'm coming to you. I'm sending my clients to you to get this piece of the pie done, and I don't need to worry about it, right?
Absolutely.
And then they come to me for the next part, and then we pass to you. So that overall, it just has such a reassuring feeling that we know the clients that we're working with are getting the best of the best.
Absolutely. So even in my class, when day 2, work on your specialty and target market. So many people have many offers and could do a lot of things for different people, but I force them in the course to say, what do you want to be known in the market and be the king or queen of? Because you can't be known for 12 different things, right? Like, for example, I've been working on establishing myself as the one-page marketing plan guy. There's other things that we do, but I want to be known for the one-page marketing plan that helps you grow your business, right? Even if you have multiple offers, you've got to be known for one thing and one thing only in the market. And that one thing is something that there's a demand for it. Your market loves it. You're actually really good at it, right? And then that way it's a lot easier to market yourself, to grow your business, and the rest of it.
Here's a great comment from Ada. Had so many solid relationships, be in many podcasts, YouTube channels, planning many collaborations, and eager and willing stage of the So that for those of you watching, the eager and willing is one of our 3 classifications that help entrepreneurs know where they are in the JV process, and that just means you're new, you're coming in, and it is a great example of being in that eager and willing state and really just taking ownership. And that's the fun, is being able to follow the progress as they progress, just like you've done. And now you're looking like a JV rock star, Mostafa.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it.
I mean, and like I said earlier in our conversation, if you start going in first and start giving first, it is a much better and powerful position to be in this JV world. It's better if people owe you than if you owe them. Would you agree?
Right.
So if you've gone and like our friend Cherise,
yeah,
she's a rock star at this. She's another rock star in the JV community. She went in first. She provided value. I had a 10-minute conversation with her, and she promoted me to her list, right? Now she came around and said, a few weeks later, she said, Mostafa, I'm doing a launch. Would you support me? What do you think I said? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because she supported me, and now I would support her, right? And I would not hesitate to support her or anyone else like that, because they supported me first. Right. So if we all go in and try to support each other, it just becomes a giving relationship where there is no hesitation,
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And it's a great place and a great community to be in and be a member of.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we are going to be doing the JVology Live in September online again, one more time.
I look forward to it.
Yes, it's going to be great. We just got such incredible feedback, and it's was very reassuring, because from our standpoint, we're all about community, connection, relationship. We're the type of people who like to give each other a big hug, and to take an event online for the first time, it was like, oh my gosh, can we really make this happen? And thanks to people like you, Mostafa, and James, who is on, and Ada and Cherise, who you're talking about, that culture was created more than I even knew was possible via an online event. So we're really happy to be able to do it again in September. But you don't have to wait until September. If this is those of you that are watching, dive in. First of all, get over here and check out Mostafa's page. Right there to learn about the simple marketing formula. Visit there. And if you want to get tapped into our JVology community, just message below, send Jay or me a message, and we'll tell you the best ways to tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I add one more thing about being JV ready?
Yes, please.
So one other thing that you get out of our class is the clarity that you get from exactly who you serve and what your offer is. Once you go back to the JV community, now you know how to present yourself. And people are a lot more likely to JV with you and do business with you because you sound like you know what you're talking about. When you say, I do everything for everybody, you don't sound like you know what you're talking about, right? And the clarity
it's 100% true. It's 100% true. I did, I think, 90 one-on-one short interviews with people, and I could tell the ones that were like, bam, I know what I do. I know who I serve. I know who a JV partner is.
Yeah.
And the ones that are like, well, I do a lot of things for a lot of people. And if as a viewer, I can't grab a hold and go, Mostafa, marketing, one-page plan, I know him, like if that clean, then you're going to be forgettable instead of memorable. Go ahead.
Can I make an offer to your people that they hopefully cannot refuse?
Go for it, Mostafa.
Okay. So, and I know we're kind of running on out of time, but for JVology community members, speaking of going in first, people that are member of JVology community, they get a complimentary ticket to my workshop. Next one is coming up on July 6th. And what's happening is this is a fully refundable deposit of $47, right? The reason we got this deposit is just so that you would show up. Because the problem we're having is we say it's free and our buddies would just not show up. And so you would get your money back, but it's a complimentary ticket and I'd love to go in first. Get your ticket, show up, build your one-page marketing plan. You get to hang out with business owners, hopefully pick up customers, make JV partnerships, and you'll be happy. And it's complimentary.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Mostafa. What a fantastic offer for everyone. Truly appreciate you and who you are in our community, and looking forward to many more exciting and fun events, encounters, global lounge, strategy sessions, all of these things ahead. One more little note here from Ada. Oh, great.
Yes, you should not miss JVology Live in September. Absolutely not. It's hazardous to your health and wealth.
Not to go.
Yes, you should be there.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, great connecting with you. If anyone's watching the replay, feel free to leave comments or questions below. Mostafa and I will be checking in, and we'll be happy to answer them. And look forward to seeing everybody next Monday for the Ask Me Anything show by JVology, where I'll be featuring another JVology expert.
Can I share a fact with you on what's happening in the background?
Yeah, what's going on back there?
I introduced Jay to the guy that I talked about. They're chatting right now, and I'm like super excited.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm excited for that introduction that I made.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate it.
Yes, anytime.
See you soon.
Yeah, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.